So,
Yeah, we going live. Fuck it. You ready?
yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Hold on. What is going on, everybody? It's Project Storm from SML Podcast. Of course, we got MM2K himself in the building, y'all, and we got a show for the ages today. We got another good one,
Yes,
man. What's going
absolutely.
on, MM? How you feeling, man? Let the people know if you don't mind.
Hey, look, man, I'm feeling fantastic, man. Look, we had a hell of a show last night with Eddie Player One, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to have, I hate to say it, it's hard. It's going to be hard to top it, but we're going to top it today, man. This is going to be a hell of a show today, man.
Yeah, I like that thought. Now we got to let the people know, man, because every once in a while we get hit with the
Oh yeah,
with the garbage, and
yeah,
I got to
yeah,
let y'all know that I was having some issues behind the scenes, man, and it's like I didn't know if we were gonna be able to bring it to y'all live. So if anything janky happens,
yeah.
that is why.
That is
But
why.
on that note, man, we're gonna jump right into it. First of all, as always, we got some PNTS updates. Moves are always being made at the PNTS network. Y'all already know how we do things. You've seen some of that stuff come to light in recent days with giveaways and everything like that. But there's also some other moves, man, that's happened on the Stadia Doses news platform. So, you want to get into that, and then we'll move right through.
Absolutely. And for those of you that are tuning in, shout out to Ray Sherrod, Charles Moran. We need a huge favor because something janky is going on with YouTube.
Right.
Like I just got the notification that Storm is live. So, we were wondering like, hey, we know people, we know that at least some people enjoy the show, but something's fishy with YouTube. So do us a huge favor, y'all. If you can hit that hunchback arrow below, share this out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever your social media platforms are. Let everybody know that we are live. We heavily appreciate it. Thank you very much. With that said, yes, as my good brother Storm asked me to do, I'm going to hit the PNTS network menu of shows for the week. All right, of course, today we have SML Podcast. That is a show hosted by the homie Project Storm and myself. We do live phone calls, yappas, all that other stuff. We talk about the latest and greatest in gaming news. That is aired every Saturday, 11 a.m. It alternates either on this channel or on Stadia Dosage News. So make sure you're subscribed. Okay, now a lot of y'all going into 2021 sinning now, Storm. A lot of them sinning. They sinning because they want that SML, but they ain't subscribed to Storm's channel here. Subscribe here. Subscribe on Stadia Dosage. And that way you're notified for each episode because the show is going to alternate for always, baby. All right.
And you know what? And I noticed that some of them are hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And whether you make content or not, once you subscribe to Project Storm subscribes back. The other thing I do is same thing on Twitter. If you follow me, I follow you. That's just how we do it. Now, the reason why we want to do this way is because you want to keep up with what's going on the channel. You also want to know, you want to stay in the loop with the PNTS network. And the only way to do that is just hit that red subscribe button. It's not going to hurt anybody. I promise you. Yeah. I hit it.
Promise.
So, but hey, look, yes, man, we got a show for that ass. I'm just going to say it like that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then we feel good. And when we feel good, we let the words fly. Like Hove makes the song
This is going to be a great show. I mean,
I'm on my Hove thing. I don't know why I'm on my Hove. Shout out to Jay-Z, man. I'm on my Jay-Z thing right now. I'm feeling real good. You know
feeling the Jigga vibe?
Feeling the Jigga vibes, man. So, but what was you about to say, man? Before
I was just going to say, look, man, we had a hell of a show. I hope people caught on to it yesterday, but if you didn't, that's okay. You're here with us now. Go check out SML Podcast, man. We 2 back-to-back great shows we're going to have, man. I really feel good.
Killed it. And see, yesterday, I want to get into that because it's right on the notes, man. Here's the notes. You know what I'm saying? I got to let people know that I stay up late at night, man. This is no cap. Stay up late at night, man, coming up with notes and everything, coming up with things that we think y'all want to hear about, things that need to be addressed, and things that just tickle our fancy sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Stadia. But yesterday's show, there was something special about it, almost like that. There was some type of positive energy, man, some type of vibe that we are missing a lot of. MM2K, and that's not only on this the platform, the PNTS network platform or anything like that. We're missing that in the community. And now that 2021 is here, the reason I say that, we had positive things going on. Don't get me wrong. But I think that positivity could be more infectious this year, than it was in 2020. So
Absolutely.
What do you mean by that, Project Storm? Well, we'll give you some examples later on. So hold your ponies and everything, and we'll get to that. But I'm in my positive bag right now, and that's how I think I'm gonna stay, man. Because I'm loving gaming, I'm loving what it has to offer. MM2K, what about you, man? How did you feel about it? Because see, Eddie, I tell you right now, before that, Eddie Player One, shout out to the brother. Yo, dynamically, I don't know what it's like when that chemistry comes together, MM.
Yes.
Man, it's like you're an unstoppable force, and that's how I felt yesterday, man. Just having and see, that's how I feel when everybody joins us, man. Ray Sherrod, whoever it is, man, whoever that we share the mic with, Chase, the gaming advocate, Stadia Revolution, so many of you out there, man. Everybody that stops by, that when we connect, everything is better, man. But what do you feel about that?
No, I wholeheartedly agree. We were talking about this yesterday, Storm, and that's why, it's not about the Stadia dosage platform, even though this is PNTS Network and it's all love. It's about the Project Storm channel right now, but that's why we said we're opening up the platform, because there's a lot of talent, and when we form like Voltron, man, we do some hellified beautiful stuff. So that's why I said, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you're sub to Project Storm's channel as well, because Project Storm got the crispiest videos. Look, we're going to find that mantra, because I can't call him 4K Storm anymore, because my brother Project Storm dropped his first 8K video last night. It gave me chills in my bones, man.
Word,
golly.
Man, word.
So,
I'm
missing some crazy. Let's talk about that, Storm. How you feel about your 8K? How was it that building that 8K content, man? Because that was some crisp stuff.
I'll get into the idea of how everything went down. So basically, y'all know I got the RTX 3080. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a card. I heard that it did 8K and all that stuff. and of course, I used NVIDIA Shadow Play, which includes a new suite of features and everything, like and the control panel, NVIDIA control panel and everything, man. So I heard about DSR, which is Dynamic Super Resolution.
Yeah.
And it's for people who don't yet have an 8K display. Now, many of us are not going to go out there and throw $2,500 at a damn 8K display right now when 4K is still popping.
Exactly.
So I wanted to give it a shot, man. I just wanted to see if YouTube would recognize that. And so I ran Shadow Play, recorded that footage that you see, did some settings, did some tweaks or whatever. I thought I was going to blow my damn PC up, and it handled it like a champ, man.
Like a champ.
That was 8K at 100 megabits per second or whatever. I'll let y'all know bit rate right now. I have this dual PC setup and everything. So, man, there's some magic going on behind the scenes, man. You're going to have to do some kind of Patreon activity. You might have to become a member to the Stadia Dosage platform or whatever.
Hey, you want to see that?
You know what I'm saying? If you want the secrets, we'll be giving out secrets this year. I don't know how I feel, man.
The game is to be sold, not to be told. That was some beautiful stuff.
I get you, man. But I got too much love, man. It's love to give.
I know,
if you want to do it, I can help you. Somebody help me, and that's why I don't mind. Man.
Exactly.
I don't mind helping out. Man.
Hey, my brother Project Storm, like Nino Brown out there with some turkeys, baby. I'm just saying, you gotta be there though. You gotta be there though to get it.
But bro, when I ran Forza, I was like, Forza Horizon 4 was the game that I dropped. If y'all decide to check that out, man. I couldn't believe when I was able to hit that 8K setting, because at first,
was beautiful.
When I first tried it wouldn't let me go to 8K, and then something just magically happened, and then I was like, 8K, whoa, it's there. So for y'all that know me, man, I'm big on tech, like visuals and all of that stuff, and the evolution of gaming and all. Man, I love it. So that's enough about that. You'll be seeing more of those videos, so definitely stay tuned. Subscribe if you like that kind of stuff, man. The PC side of things, it intertwines with the Stadia side of things.
Absolutely.
And we'll be getting in that as well, because MM2K, before we start going into the actual notes, we both had RTX 3000 series cards, man.
Yes, we did.
Right?
And I love
you got the 3070, and you're content with that. That's what you wanted. You didn't want to go 3080 because it's overkill, is what you said. But what you did was you encouraged me to get the 3080 because you know what type of gamer I am, and I appreciate you for that, because you made the right call. Now, by us having these 3000 series cards, man, does that diminish your love for Stadia at all, bro?
Absolutely not. It actually boosts it. It. See, here's the thing. It not only boosts my love for Stadia because I know when Stadia gets enhanced that it's going to close that gap between PC, but it also keeps me in tune by being on the PC side of things. What great titles that I would like to see on the Stadia platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see Greedfall there. You know what I mean? I would love to see Hades there. You know, so when you cut off your entryways and you stay too much into a silo, it's, you know, you don't know what other potential titles that are out there that you can go back to Stadia and ask for. So that only isn't broadening my horizons, but that's helping broaden the horizons of Stadia. So in my opinion, Storm, absolutely not.
Okay. And that's how I feel. I feel the same exact way, man. It made me appreciate Stadia as a platform even more because we know that Stadia is running on some PC type architecture, man, hardware Absolutely. And all that stuff. So it just brought me closer to the platform. And when I use the word intertwined, that's how I feel, man. Everything we've always said that there's room for everything on this planet, man. There's room for all these consoles. There's room for all the fans of these consoles, and there's room for PC gamers as well to join in. Yep. And so now I'm able to use this technology to help with my Stadia experience. I dropped a Doom Eternal video the other day, y'all. And I don't like to gloat and everything. I put the content out for you all. I love looking at it. I can't lie because it's in 4K and everything, but I put it out there for you all in case you get a 4K TV, you want some content to look at. You know that Stadia, we're going to hold it down when it comes to Stadia, man. That's always going to be the case. You know, if I ever walk away from the Stadia platform, MM2K, slap me, man. Do something. Pick up a shoe. Pick up that glass slip, that glass shoe that what's the boy name from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? I mean, what was the name of the damn movie?
Oh, I forget. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Oh, I forgot the dude.
Yeah,
I forgot the dude.
We forgot him that quick, man. But anyway, pick up one of them shoes, man, and crack me upside the head, man. If I ever leave the platform, because right now Stadia is doing things that we used to dream about, that we never thought was going to be possible. And we're going to highlight some of that today, as well as some of the community and members of the community, possibly. How about that? But Absolutely. First, we got Ray Sherrod in the building, y'all.
Sneaky Ray, yes, Sneaky Ray. What's up, man?
And what's so interesting about Sneaky Ray, man, or Ray Sherrod?
Yes.
What's so interesting about this brother, man? Can you let the people know what happened yesterday?
Well, this brother, man, the reason why we call him Sneaky Ray is because we love Ray Sherrod. Now, Ray Sherrod just be everywhere all the time, and he knows where to be at the right time in the right places. You know what I'm saying? We Project Storm and I and Eddie Player One on SSC Podcast, the aforementioned SSC Podcast, Stadia Stream Connect podcast, that is, we ran our top 10 games of 2020 and some of 2019. Because of the launch of Stadia, we included, both time periods. And when we got like a quarter of the way through, the homie Project Storm threw a wrench in it. Well, I don't want to say a wrench; it was a positive. He threw a surprise out there. He said, "Look, if y'all can guess the top 3, because I know what it is, I'm gonna give y'all a $20 gift card." And everybody was salivating, right? Storm, they was getting ready. They was putting their guesses in the chat and all the other good stuff. And it was the homie Ray Sherrod that he was the only one. I think Ray was the only one that got it right when we got to the top 3.
Yeah.
And we had a good 40, almost 50 people watching yesterday. So.
Oh man, participation level was high, man. I couldn't believe that, Ray. I was like, man, did you slide this brother the cards, man? Because people were guessing, and I was like, nobody's gonna get that. And Ray pulled it off, man. And I followed up, hit him up on Twitter. Let the brother know. I told him, man, I'm a man of my word. He actually got that code and he applied that code, man. I'll let Ray tell him, but he whatever, he don't mind. I said, Ray, man, he said, yeah, man. I told him, I said, what retailer would you like for me to get this code for? He said, man, just PSN or Google, don't really matter. So I thought about it. I say, Ray Sherrod has a son, man. I'm gonna get that PSN. I know he just got the PS5. I'm gonna get that PSN for the young boy.
That is,
you know
right,
what I mean?
Man.
And that's what I did. And Ray applied that thing, man. And I'm sure it made him happy. I'm sure he smiled, man. That's all it's about, y'all. Right there. Okay. So I just wanted to highlight that real quick. So that brings me to the next thing though, MM.
Yes, sir.
We talked a little bit about the community and things like that. And going forward in 2021, we would like to see more things going on and the community being highlighted. And it could be this could be done in the simple ways, y'all, and it could be done in the more complex ways. But today we're just gonna just get it started. And I wanted to do something like this last year, and we touched on it, but I want to make it more consistent, man. At least on Saturdays when it's my turn to host and everything, man. I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know if you're gonna pull out the Ebenezer Scrooge mentality. I don't know what you're gonna do, but over here, man, I'm trying to go with this positive rainbow, man. So today's community member that I want to highlight is that dude that we just got done talking about,
the
man.
aforementioned Sneaky Ray.
Hey, Ray Sherrod, man, came on the scene. Nobody knew who he was. The brother came out with positivity, dropping likes, dropping just encouragement, man, just spreading knowledge, just
showing love, man.
Just showing genuine love, man. Just showing genuine love, man. And I never forget the day when he was on Chase, the gaming advocate. At the time, he was Stadia Talk, and he's always going to be Stadia Talk to the Stadia community members. But Ray was on that show, man, and he, Ray knows, man. He kept it real. He opened up, a man of his word, spoke from his heart, man. Had the tears flowing and everything. And from that moment right there, I said, yo, this is a real dude right here. He's going to be special in the community. And MM, you had your eye, because we're always checking out the new. Y'all might not understand, but we're checking out the new members. We're on their channel. Sometimes we lurk. We don't even say anything, but we're putting a like on your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And other times, I might want to play some games, so I might put a like just so I don't have to engage in conversation, because I want to get back to gaming, man. But I'm coming through there. I'm going to drop a like on your stuff. And so that's what we're doing. But back to Ray, man. Ray is out here. He put the work in. He was having fun with it. He was being positive. He was copying games. Just highlighting the new members when he wasn't so old himself in the community, man. Just these types of things right here. And don't worry if we don't call your name today. Your turn might be coming. But today, right here, we're gonna highlight Ray because he won yesterday. So I figured, man, that's the brother right there. Y'all don't understand. We communicate behind the scenes. So a lot of us that have discourse, and we'll get into that as well. A lot of us that has discourse, we have discourse sometimes. That don't stop us from chopping it up. That don't stop us from sending a DM or whatever to make sure everybody's feeling good. To talk about Stadia and to get their opinion on Stadia-related information and news and gaming-related information. So I know this is a lot, y'all, but when I'm feeling it like this, I gotta call it out like I feel it. Keeping it real. Ray is the brother. We had our discourse, and we'll have it again. But at the end of the day, y'all, you know what time it is, man. Ray Sherrod, check him out on multiple platforms, man. He's on Twitch. And I can't remember. I wish I had all the plugs right here, but you'll be able to find those. Just check him out on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And at Ray Sherrod, and then you'll be able to find him on Twitter, Ray3473. And I'm assuming the Twitch might be the same. Might be Ray 3473 over there. But bottom line is, Ray is the dude, man. Ray is the dude of the day for me. Let's go.
Yeah,
MM, what are you thinking about? Do you have anybody, man? Bah humbug? Or how are you feeling today, man?
Well, no, Ray's a great guy. No, I double your sentiment on Ray, man. Ray's a great guy. He's always been a great supporter of the Stadia Dosage platform, of your platform. He's always been welcome and willing to come on, and just spread great positivity and just some thought-provoking conversation. And you can't really ask for much more in this community. And like I said, he's always shown support. TSI, whatever the case may be. I know he's doing a lot of work with Rock and everything, and I can only echo your sentiment, Storm, but the only thing I can follow up with is that Ray Sherrod deserves all that love back, man. So it's, Ray, if you could drop the links to your platforms in the chat. And again, guys, this is malpractice for us not to be, regurgitating that love back to Ray. So Ray, drop the links to your platforms below so people can know where to follow you. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. That's
now Ray says I'm interviewing Jackie from Cyberpunk next week. Stay tuned. So absolutely. Yeah. So please drop the link so everybody know where to go. And again, show my brother Ray that love back.
I think I'm gonna need to repeat that one more time. Ray Sherrod, new to the game. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Not even 2 years in the game right now on this when it comes to the Stadia platform. I don't know how Ray pulled that off, man, but we're talking about he's interviewing Jackie from Cyberpunk 2077. One of the biggest games ever made, man. Controversy and all. Ray Sherrod. Ray Sherrod also is the young Yeezy. I won't use the phrase the line killer and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because young Yeezy is alive. But the thing is, Ray handled that. So I think it's just a good time to be Ray Sherrod, man. We appreciate everything you're doing, brother. MM, you got anybody else that you want to highlight right now, man?
Oh, no. Ray, we'll keep that under wraps for later. I think we're going to kick off with talking about Ray and showing why Ray is such a great community member, and leaving a spotlight to him. I mean, and again, I'm not trying to show favoritism or anything like that, but I think Ray definitely deserves it. You know what I mean? And again, follow him on all his social media platforms.
So that's what we'll do, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Right here. SML Podcast. You know how we do. Now, I want to get into this right here. Okay. Digital Foundry, man, we got to get back on that one. I know we had a nice detailed conversation yesterday. It was a hell of a show, people. I know I'm not putting enough emphasis on that, but you might want to check that out if you want to be entertained. I was entertained like a mug, and I was on the panel. And I let that be known. But Digital Foundry, man, they've done it again, it seems. Yes. You can see if you take a good look at that thumbnail that my brother worked on. Now, MM2K is responsible for that right there, y'all. You know, I can't pull that off. The brother went to the parking lot with it, man. So as we know, and we won't spend a whole lot of time, we'll try not to, but as we know, man, Digital Foundry have they've done it again, man. This time it was Rich Ledbetter. He gave his take on Stadia and Cyberpunk and the performance of it and everything. He did everything in Digital Foundry form. So of course, my brother and I and Eddie, we had a conversation about it yesterday. Tried to keep it as professional as we could and as factual as we could. But on SML, y'all know we really let it fly.
Yep.
So just to get back into that and elaborate a little bit more, I started thinking again, man. I was like, it's just the nature of how he did it that was almost like today. For me, it was kind of like I want to be the comedian yesterday.
Exactly.
So when we were talking about it, I was just thinking about it. So it's like I want to be the comedian, and I just want to. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this for all my behind the scenes homies or whatever, so they can have a good laugh or whatever. That's how I feel like it came across, because when it comes to now, this is my take on it, y'all, and you can critique my work. I critique my own stuff, so I definitely critique what I do. But I'm saying, man, when you're professional, you have to be held to a certain standard, is what I think.
Exactly.
And what I saw was just like he might as well have just got some aluminum foil and everything and tried to build an Ethernet cable and all that stuff. And I don't know how that was done thoroughly. I just can't see it, man. So with that being said, I mean, it was just a few things that was wrong with it to me, man. You're comparing it to the Xbox Series X, and that is a console that's most of the time, not even going to be running wirelessly in most cases for the best performance. Did he even mention that the Series X that they tested was wireless or anything? Or
no, what? He look at the beginning. I don't want to. I really wanted people to understand the thoughts that you're about to express. So I won't go too far. I'm gonna hold that in. I'll just say that at the beginning, he pretty much let it known that he was comparing one platform that was in optimal settings, the Xbox Series X, to another platform that was not in optimal settings, which was Stadia. He let that be known from the beginning.
Oh, okay, good. So why? Okay,
but he didn't phrase it that way. I'm phrasing it that way.
Oh, okay.
For those of us that are in the know, see, that's the thing that they were banking on. Most of the people that haven't played Stadia, which is mainly their audience, they're not in the know, Storm, so they wouldn't have known that. They would have thought the way he presented it, he made it seem like that he went through all this trouble, went to a mountaintop, and found the best best Wi-Fi service out there.
So that it was apples to apples.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, you got it.
And that's not how you do things, and I know, we hate to beat dead horses and everything around here, man, but sometimes, like, if you missed it yesterday, you might not have time to go back and watch the SSC, so we're going to bring it to you again.
Absolutely.
It's we don't come out here with goals to beat up on these journalists and these publications and stuff like that, man. That's not what we do. You know what I'm saying? You don't find us out here doing that all the time, but we will challenge what we think is not accurate information or whatever, or something that could be done a little bit better. And we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. We'll give you examples. We don't just talk about it, man. We'll try to give you examples on what we're talking about as well. But when it came to the frame rate and all that stuff, like I said yesterday, I agreed with them in certain cases. And I know some of you out here, you play Stadia, we all have varying conditions and everything. And so our cases might be different. I've had issues with Stadia. It hasn't been 100% perfect since November 19th. And I made that be known. I've had to hit up customer service and all that stuff, man. So Stadia is not perfect. But damn, I can't go under 95% perfection, though. I can't go under that because, man, most of the time Stadia is running great. And now I'm out here playing in the browser. And the good thing about what we do, y'all, is we get to prove that by dropping the content for the world to see.
Yes.
So we're just not out here just some crazy voices on a panel that's just trying to shoot at people and everything. Now, that's not what we're about, man. What I like to do is for them to send us an invitation so that we can have a conversation on the matter. That might never happen, but I'd rather do that than sit there and try to beat somebody up and beat them down. So the bottom line is, man, let me just say it as nicely as I put it. If you put that garbage out there, if you don't apply yourself in a way that can be fair, then I'm probably going to have a problem with that. And instead of me just sitting here thinking about it and sitting on my hands and tying my mouth up and everything, muting myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to speak on it. And MM2K, we know you're not afraid to speak on the matter, bro. You've been taking some heat over the past however many months, man, about your opinions, bro. So how do you feel about this whole thing? And like, I can't even talk about it, man. I'm speechless right now, bro.
Well, here's the problem. The problem is that, again, as I alluded earlier, Digital Foundry's analysis, and you alluded to it too, it wasn't the raw numbers that they came up with that was so much an issue, because the raw numbers weren't bad. It was how they took those raw numbers, and it feels like to me that there was an attempt to diminish them a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Not to be obvious, but to diminish them just a little bit to where we got all these people saying all these great things about this platform, and we just want to make it abundantly clear that our favorite should be the king of the hill. You see what I'm saying? And how do you do that? Well, you go take Stadia, even though you can't play it in optimal settings. You go make it seem like that you got optimal settings. You got a freaking drone flying over. And that's what confuses me. Like Eddie Player One brought this up. You got expensive, high quality drones flying over in your videos, but you can't find decent internet when it was proven that 2/3 of the UK, the region that you're in, has internet of 100 megabytes or more. 1/3 of the area of UK has a gigabyte service and more. We always hear the people in Europe, loathing at our internet. Oh man, y'all data caps and this, that. All of a sudden, you, Digital Foundry, the extraordinaires of technology, y'all just happen to have horrible internet. You know what I mean? Like, how do you, and my question to that is, how do you get all those 4K videos, man, that you make people pay for in the Patreon? How do y'all whip those up so much with that shoddy internet? Are y'all sitting in the parking lots of Fatburger uploading those too? I don't think so.
I wasn't gonna go into it, man, but I'm glad.
Yeah, we're gonna do it today. See, we had the PG version yesterday. We gonna rip the scab off today.
Now I know we said we focus on positivity, but some things got to be,
some things you just got to be said. You just got to come right up the middle. My homie American Goulet in the house. Shout out to you, my good friend. Thank you for joining us. Chariot Man Gaming in the house. Yes, we're going to keep it real, baby. And my homie Charles Aran in the house as well. Thank you, Charles, for joining us. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, my good friend. And yeah, again, let everybody know that we are live. All right. So with that said, We can't parse words on this because you brought up the fact that why. I mean, a lot of people have some things to say about me bringing attention to this. I don't want to just make it all about me. It's the wing of the
negative. It's not all negative.
Yeah, it's not all negative. Yeah. But people say, MM2K, why does it matter?
Right.
Well, we need to take that storm and we need to break it up in its appropriate buckets. Before you ask why does it matter, you have to ask, what is your agenda? Because I always say agenda, but agenda doesn't always have to have a negative connotation to it. Like I've said before, I have an agenda. If you ask what is your agenda, then you'll understand why it matters. Right. Some people's agenda, Storm, is to simply get out here, talk about Stadia news, rub elbows with the elitists. I'm not saying everybody's doing this. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Rub elbows with the elitists, right? Maybe sit there, get interviews with them, whatever the case, but whatever y'all want to do. Get interviews with them, have crab cakes with them, live on it, whatever y'all want to do, that's what y'all want to do. And if you like it, I love it. That's not our agenda here. Our agenda is looking out for the Ray Sherrods, the Chariot Man Gamings, the American Goulets, the KDs, and everybody else that is supporting us in this chat, the Heath Stevens. All of y'all that sit there that may not be in the know, that may be looking to make purchase decisions, but because someone has an agenda that is opposite of yours, they draw you to the wrong purchasing decision. So if that is our agenda, then you'll understand why it matters. When Digital Foundry goes out there and they do this analysis, what they're simply saying to that person, let's just say if it's Charles Arand, he got $500 in his hand. He says, look, I got $500 in my hand. I can buy a Series X, but I really want to know if I'm going to I really want to play Cyberpunk 2077 in the best all-around light that I can play it in. You know what I'm saying? And I got an Ethernet connection. I'm a wire, Digital Foundry, you guys got a lot of accolades. You guys got a lot of quote-unquote prestige to you. Let me know where I can get really the best definitive experience out of the two. And if Digital Foundry is giving you a comparison based upon Ethernet being taken from a Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, and they're trying to make it seem like, oh, well, this is the best experience you can get from Stadia, that might be enough to sway Charles Arand for Charles to say, you know what? All right, I'm going to just spend my $500 on a Series X. Come to find out, when he plays it later, he discovers, oh, no. What Digital Foundry did wasn't the optimal settings. I really could have got a better experience on Stadia. Why did they lie to me? Why did they make me spend that $500? You know what I'm saying? Now, Cyberpunk 2077 Storm isn't the greatest experience because even though they made it seem like that they were in optimal Stadia settings and Stadia was inferior, the gap really wasn't that big, right? So right. Again, the raw numbers weren't horrible. But if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. The next game, they'll be in back of a Red Lobster off a cellular service. You know what I'm saying? Right. And making it seem like that's optimal. And then that's really going to sway someone's purchasing decision. So it's like I always said, don't be sitting there giving an inch to these entities that have a non-corresponding agenda just because they said something nice. Were the numbers that Richard Ledbetter came to, were they okay? Yes, they were fine. But he did not do his job accurately. And that within itself is the problem, the underlying problem. As soon as he said, I am in a parking lot and I'm doing Wi-Fi, that's when the comparison was shot to hell. That's when it was shot to hell. That's when the video pretty much was rendered pointless as a comparison, and then it was switched over to a single analysis video. Forget everything that he said about Xbox Series X because it doesn't even matter, for the simple fact that you cannot compare Xbox Series X in optimal settings and where you're not in optimal settings with Stadia. He even said, Storm, Yeah, it was hard to determine if we had optimal settings because I couldn't get the best HDMI and I couldn't get this, but I was happy. As soon as he said that, he contradicted himself. And I know some people, I'm going to say this real quick, Storm, and I'm going to shut up. I know some people say, well, he was transparent. He let us know from the beginning, so what's the problem? Storm, me and you's in a boxing match. You come to the ring, ref checks your gloves. Storm, you ready for the order, you ready to fight. Storm, you go to your corner. Now I come down to the ring, I'm like, look, Storm is gonna whoop the snot out of me. He gonna kick my ass. So I got to balance. I'm not gonna get out here and be embarrassed. So I got to balance the scale in my favor. I get to the ring. I grab the mic out of the ref's hand. I say, hey, look, everybody in Vegas, I want y'all to know that this man is going to beatbox the hell out of my face, and I know that. So in these gloves right here, I got 14 karat gold brass knuckles. See, look, see? All right, go ahead, ring the bell. Now, under those circumstances, am I not being transparent? Yes. But am I not still cheating? And if I'm cheating, does the match still continues? No, is the answer. So therefore, again, guys, understand that even though this analysis wasn't horrible, we're opening Pandora's box by letting this slide the way that it was presented. It should have never been a compare video. It should have been a 1v1 analysis. And if you don't believe me, if you don't like the words, and I'm saying if I'm screaming too loud, listen to the homie, Sunny Cloud Gaming, Stadia's fastest growing channel. He has an excellent video on this. And I digress.
Wow. Yeah, definitely check that out, man. You're talking about fire. So, I mean, look, man, I tell you what, I listened to episode 13, MM2K of the SML podcast, man. When y'all get a chance, if you're not doing it, if you're cleaning around the house, doing whatever, reading a book, whatever, man, play that in the background, man. It was some good stuff in there. And one of those lines of dialogue was that Cyberpunk was going to be on our tongues for, I referred to it as weeks, months, and decades, maybe, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just telling y'all right now, be prepared for more Cyberpunk discussions to come up because you have Digital Foundry and others out here that's going to be giving their takes on the game. Man, later in the show, we'll be talking about something that relates to this game. But for right now, MM, I want to ask you this question right here, bro.
Yes, sir.
With the release of Cyberpunk 2077, is Stadia winning the hearts of more gamers who were skeptical in 2019? What do you think about that, man?
Ooh, shout out to the homie Project Kill. Shout out to
Project Kill in the building.
Hell yeah. They look. It was the 1-2 punch. Speaking of boxing, Cyberpunk 2077 was the left uppercut, was the left Tyson uppercut. And and the iOS support was the Sugar Ray Leonard roundhouse right. You know what I'm saying? Or no, better yet, the Marvin Hagler roundhouse right. You know what I'm saying? That combo is gonna knock your ass out, regardless who you are. And it's evident. Look who they had to go up against as far as mindshare. Storm. They had the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 to go against. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the buzz for Stadia is at that level. But the Xbox Series X and particularly the PlayStation 5 sucks the oxygen out of the room from everybody else. And Stadia was able to squeeze in and say, check us out over here. And they're getting attention. And all you got, and then to answer that question, all you got to do, Storm, is go to Twitter and type in either hashtag Stadia or just type in Stadia and look at the results. It looks completely different from what it was 13 months ago.
Man. And that's what I'm thinking about because I'm looking out here, right? And I don't see as many of those doom and gloom articles and videos that we saw early on when people were really trying to kill the platform and that was their goal. And we know that was their goal. And some of them flat out said it. You know what I mean? They didn't think Stadia was a good value. They didn't think Stadia had any gains. They wanted Stadia was going to be dead. Google was going to pull the plug on it and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now we still hear bits and pieces of that. You know what I mean? And it'll probably never die. But MM has been reduced to the point where it's a non-factor right now. And I think a game like Cyberpunk coming to the platform, I think a lot of people didn't want to see that happen from when it was first announced. We know one individual who definitely asked why Stadia a few times. I know damn well he didn't want to see it on the platform. And that dude, I think soon you'll be seeing him wearing Stadia swag. I don't know which month it's going to be in 2021, but I'm expecting this guy, Young Ye, however you want to pronounce it. I say names. I told y'all I got to say names so you know who the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Young or Young Yeezy or whoever you want to. My dude will be coming to the platform at some point in 2021. That's my bold prediction for this year, man. But it's just so interesting because Project Kill, shout out to my brother, man. We have these discussions on a regular basis. There's still people within our Xbox family because, I play multiple consoles, y'all. Please don't hate me. I love you. On the Xbox side of things, man, we had these conversations and you get a lot of those that still like, yeah, Stadia, when they get some games, I'm over there. When I'm like, Stadia has games, man. We keep telling y'all, look out there, do some research, man. Damn.
Absolutely.
You ever heard of Jack Buser, man, Jay Raymond and Dennis Desfield and all these people that's out here telling you what the future of this damn platform is about to be, but yet you still don't want to look. But you're going to go out there and see what's coming to Game Pass, and then you're waiting for xCloud and all that. But you can read up on all that. But when you have an argument or discussion about Stadia, you're pulling it out of your butt is what you're doing, right?
Exactly.
So I'm like, we had these conversations, and man, I mean, it gets to the point where it's funny. At the same time, it gets frustrating, man, because people sound so dumb when they can't back their claims with facts and everything. And so many facts are out there. So please, in 2021, y'all, please go out there and do a little bit of research. It's not going to hurt you. It's going to make you sound a little bit more smart when you're talking about all of these platforms, not just Stadia. See, I want to know what's going on in the world of PS5. So when I talk about it, I don't sound like a damn idiot. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what's going on with Xbox for the same reasons. PC, so I'm doing research on it all. And it's quite entertaining, and it's something I love to do. But I think with Cyberpunk, man, it really slapped the hell out of a lot of people. It opened people's eyes. It made a lot of people give rebuttals and everything and recant statements and all this stuff, man. And they used to just wake up in the morning just, how can I hate Stadia today, boy? I'm about to get some views on my channel. Man, how can I hate Stadia today? Me and MM2K and Stadia Revolution and so many other people used to be like, yo, man, what is this all about? Like, how does this guy sound like a clown or whatever?
Yeah, where do they do that at?
Does he know that Stadia has games? And, it has over 100+ games that's slated for the platform that's now here. I think Stadia hit the 100+ mark, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yep.
So it has games, and then they went to the old games. And so it just comes down to Cyberpunk just really taking the life out of people, the breath out of those haters, man. And Immortals Fenyx Rising was a stepping stone in that direction, man. But Cyberpunk just really came on and crushed it. Imagine if you were the biggest Stadia hater, and Cyberpunk 2077 released, and then you start hearing buzz around the industry that is running better than the consoles, all of the consoles, the Xbox One X, the PS4 Pro, and all of the other consoles underneath those. Absolutely. I mean, how would you feel like if you had to face that reality, man? So I think that's why we're seeing a lot less of the nonsense, and people are starting to go on with their lives, and now they're trying to get their hands on consoles and things like that, and PC hardware and all that stuff. But go ahead.
No. I was just looking at some comments here, which are great comments as usual from our chat, from the best chat in the world. America Goulet says, what bothers me is that are saying Stadia's business model is not good, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I know. Hey, Goulet, that burns me up. But here in Finland, you have to pay around 6, I'm not sure what denomination that is, just to play multiplayer on Xbox consoles. Complete BS. Yes. Great. Yep. Goulet, I want to address that and just say real quick that's where it's BS. And that's like the last stand of talking point defense. shout out to my homie David Jaffe. I love David Jaffe. Broadband Bullies, we work with him. He's a great guy. And the creator of God of War. You can't hate a man for creating God of War, Twisted Metal.
Right.
But his standpoint, and I've said this to him via Twitter, his standpoints, I was like, no disrespect, bro, but that standpoint is an elitist standpoint. Meaning, if David Jaffe wants a game, say he don't feel like buying it, David can get it. Hey, look. Oh, he could call up Ubisoft. You know what? I really would like to play that Ultimate Edition of Division. Yeah, he's going to get a code. So if David don't want it, I'm not saying he doesn't pay for his games. He pays for his games, but if he really wanted to churn his celebrity status that way, David doesn't have to pay for games. So having to scrape pennies or figure out what to do if he needs a game is not a problem for David. However, for a Project Storm or an MM2K or American Goulet, KD, anybody, if we want a game and we ain't got the financial resources to get it, guess what? We're SOL. So we got to make decisions that are financially sound. And for someone to make an argument that I don't like Stadia's business model because it's a sole cloud gaming solution, and I don't think sole cloud gaming solutions should operate like dedicated devices, ignores the fact that you can play Cyberpunk 2077, still arguably the year's biggest game, with no heavy investment up front. You could just go to Stadia.com and play it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to buy no other controllers just for the price of the game. Having that mind state completely ignores that, and it's only coming from the elitists. You'll have regular gamers echoing that, but that's just because they've been trained to hate cloud gaming. The average gamer is so benefited from Stadia's business model. It's unbelievable. Like you said, one of the most important factors, which is multiplayer, is not behind a paywall with Stadia. You can't beat that. So it makes its business model, which is a mix of what's good about the PlayStation Plus business model, and now that we got Ubisoft Plus on there, a little bit of Game Pass, it takes all of the best out there and mix it into one affordable brand. To me, it makes Stadia's business model the best one out there as far as I'm concerned. So those are just my thoughts to that comment. And there's so many out here, Storm, that I can go over. But the chat can feel our pain about how there are so many people that are still trying to stand on their last leg on hating Stadia for no solid reason.
Okay. So with all that said, watch Kenny die in the building.
Yo, what's up, Kenny? What's going on, brother?
Let me make this homie a mod right here, man. Let me make this homie a mod right here. Stay tuned. Remember that name, y'all. Watch Kenny die.
Hey, why you making him a mod? Let me say this real quick. I know there's other content live right now, and definitely show support, love them all. But hey, look, y'all, if you could do us a huge favor, because people may have missed, we came on a little bit later than some others. Let people know that we're live. Hit that Hunchback well below, that share button. Tweet this out. Go to Facebook, whatever. Let everybody know that we live. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Storm.
Nah, you absolutely right, man. Plus, we had some, like I started the show by saying we had some behind the scenes issues. Y'all know if you chop it up live, if you make live content, man, anything can go wrong. But what you got to do is have a backup plan and just keep on going so your message can get out there. That's what we did. So moving right along, man.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I gotta say that while we're keeping in line with the Cyberpunk discussion and Stadia and how relevant it is and the impact that it had on Stadia, let's go to the social media side of the things, man. I know you pay attention to the streets, right? AKA social media, websites and all that, and you're deeply embedded into those. Is there an uptick or a downtick since Cyberpunk has been released? Is there an uptick or a downtick from what you're noticing? And what is that? Can you give us a glimpse of how it looks out there in the social media streets, man, when it comes to Cyberpunk Stadia?
In social media, well, I can tell you what it looks like out front, and I can entertain y'all with some chuckle and huckles about what I be seeing behind the scenes. Because like I tell y'all, I'm in the DMs with some of your favorite general gaming podcasters. You know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest podcasters with the biggest views and stuff like that. So I'll let y'all peek behind the curtain as far as that's concerned. With that said, as far as general gaming, like I said, all y'all got to do is go to Twitter, hit Stadia. It's completely different from what it was a year ago. excuse me. Go to look. As far as raw numbers are concerned, GFN, the free version of GFN, the one that lets you play for an hour at a time and put you in these crazy queues.
Yeah, man. Even when you pay your money, from what I'm hearing, after 4 or 5 hours, you still gotta go in the queue sometimes. I don't know.
That one has more raw numbers than Stadia as far as active users. Well, I can't guarantee that now after Cyberpunk. I don't know anymore after Cyberpunk. But prior to Cyberpunk, it did have more raw numbers. But that actually is a problem for GFN. Go look up, and y'all think I'm pulling this out my rear end, look up analysis from the Ampere Group. The Ampere Group said that GFN is actually losing money because of that free tier. The free tier was only supposed to be a catalyst for the Founders tier, the paid for tier. It wasn't supposed to be, something that people are, that would be their main product. That's why you started seeing them do the Hyperscape bundles for 20, making you pay money up front now. That's why they're doing that. They didn't do that just because they had some snazzy idea. They were bleeding money because the vast majority of their activity is on the free tier, and the free tier is using up servers, all this other stuff. It's coming from people that really don't want to commit to the platform, but just want to play it because they want to play their PC game on the go. And they don't really have a desire to invest in a cloud platform. Again, they just may be visiting their mother-in-law or whatever, and they just want to play their PC games on the go. Right. So, with that said, GFN was tracking so much higher, particularly on Google Trends, than Stadia was, because that free tier was so appealing to so many general PC gamers. Now, we know PC gaming is big, Storm. We can't deny that. Steam has over 1 billion accounts, right?
Yep.
So ain't no way Stadia within its first 13 months is going to compete with all the PC gaming, those that are visiting people and just want to play on the go. But amazingly, after the family share, the YouTube premium packs bundles were given out, Cyberpunk and iOS, guess who's in the lead? As far as, at least as far as tracking is concerned, Stadia is in the lead. Stadia is in the lead. So that's just as far as tracking and engagement is concerned. I don't know, Storm, what it looks like as far as sales. I'm presuming because Stadia is solely based on monetary game up front, like you had to buy it in order to get it at first. Opposite of friend codes or buddy passes, that I think that they're doing better financially than what GFN is doing with GFN GeForce Now. That's what's going on up front. I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes though. This is where it gets comical. And talking and throwing barbs back and forth with some of your favorite podcasters. It went from Stadia's going to die, MM2K, you embarrassing yourself. Please, brother, stop making this Stadia call. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. We're going to tell the truth.
Yeah, you got to keep it real.
Stop. Hey, look, man, you're really embarrassing yourself. You're making yourself look bad. People can't take you seriously anymore. It went from that to from when I went up there and said, oh, imagine that. You fools just paid $500 for a new console to play Cyberpunk, and it plays better on my $0 console. What you got to say about that? You know what the responses were? Oh, you really going to compare a console to Server Blade? In other words, saying, of course it plays better there because y'all got a Server Blade. And I said, that's the point. We're getting access to all this power that's not even at its apex, and I ain't got to pay $500. You paid $500 for a box, and that's the best the box is going to get. So,
oh man, and your box is getting constant enhancements and everything, just like Stadia was doing, but we got ridiculed for that as well. Stadia don't have all the features and everything and all that. Yep. Hey, look, we're going to talk about it today, though, MM. I told you. Hey,
yes, sir. So it's a beautiful thing to behold, man. Beautiful thing to behold.
Ready to hear it, man. Now's the time to put on the earmuffs or whatever, take a break, take a walk, smoke a cigarette, you know what I mean? Whatever you got to do. Now is the time if you don't want to hear the truth, man, because we can't keep like we talked about it earlier, we can't keep hiding and sugarcoating all of the nonsense that's out here, man. We have critical discussions, man. I'm talking about heated debates. I'm talking about drop the address, I'm coming to see you discussions right now. Where you at? Come outside. I'm outside the mama. All that, man. We get heated when it comes to these things. And watch Kenny die and kill, Project Kill, and other people knows how it goes. MM2K, you know how it goes. Being being affiliated with the broadband bullies and all that, man. I've been around, so I know how everybody does it. So here's the deal. I just got to bring this up because it's on fresh on my mind, man. I remember at one point people talking about Stadia. Stadia's it don't have any games. It don't have the AAA bangers, Call of Duty and all that, and that's facts, right? It don't have the AAA bangers like Call of Duty and others, but it does have some AAA bangers on the platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, they also said how Game Pass is killing Stadia and PS Now is a better value and GeForce Now and Shadow PC and all that. It's a better value. And to each his own. If that's your opinion and that's what you're sticking with, fine. But let me expose something because I have an Xbox Series X.
Yes, he does.
Now, I didn't say S as in Sam. I'm talking about the X. That's the best you can get until that Pro comes out or whatever the model was going to be that outdoes. I almost said trumps, but outdoes the Series X. Now here's the deal. Game Pass right now is offering some titles, man. I don't have to call them out. Just know this, y'all. Just do a little research, man. I might lead you on a scavenger hunt, man. See what games are coming to Game Pass while they're talking. Because I remember some of my Xbox homies, man. We get hit with it sometimes. Shout out to Hyperfane Gaming will come in and remind us from time to time that Stadia's dog shit and all that. That's what he'll say, And so, and all that, man. Some of it is
all in jest.
It's unjust and everything, man. But for some other people, they mean it, man. They ride or die with it. So if you look at the selection that's coming this month to Game Pass right now, it doesn't look like it's too appealing. And then there's some old games. And I read an article, man, somewhere. I wish our technology was working the way it's supposed to work, so I can put everything up. For y'all.
We can throw it up. I got it.
I don't know if I have that, or I don't know if I dropped that one. The one I was talking about.
You talking about the game about Game Pass? Okay.
Yeah, but at some point I'll see if I can find it. And then we'll be able to throw it up real quick.
Okay.
So it's just that look, when you talk about old games, man, Game Pass has games. They do have old games as well, man. Epic Game Store and Steam, they have like hellified deals, right? They give you, I got some of the dopest games, GTA 5, and there's some other big time titles and everything, man. So I'm not throwing shots, but sometimes they give you some old ass games, or games that you're not going to boot up if you're a certain type of gamer. And it's the same as Stadia. Same as Stadia, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. You're not always going to get the next great game in these services. So please, let's cut out throwing those type of shots at Stadia. You can't say that Stadia don't have any games because Stadia is not even 15 months old yet. So I don't think that's fair. That's not an apples to apples comparison. So let's try to reduce some of that, y'all. It just makes you look questionable when you come out here with stuff like that towards me or my brother MM2K, because I know he's going to deflect it. Mm-hmm. But with all this being said, man, is it eye-opening to these same haters or these same people who get a chuckle out of bashing Stadia? Because it's still happening, believe it or not, but it's in moderation now. It's not as apparent as it was last year and right around launch time. But what's your thoughts, man?
Here, I'm going to let y'all in on a secret. And I'm going to try my best not to be so long-winded this time, but it's very simple.
Yeah. Do what you got to do, though. Hey, it's thorough. We got to be thorough with it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Great point. I'm still trying to keep it condensed a little bit, but
we can't do what DF did. We can't do what DF did, man. Inform people. How are you going to inform people with a half-ass?
Hey, I can't siphon my thoughts from your parking lot storm. I can't do that.
Man, you can't. Hey, bro.
Hey, yo.
One of your analogies and all that, man. Go ahead and kick it off, bro.
Hey, bro. I'm just saying, real quick. Let me just diverge. Let me go to weeds a little bit. These bugs really had like a $25,000 drone flying over it, looking like a Universal Pictures movie. And this bug was in the parking lot of a Fat Burger, siphoning off internet from someone else's cell phone, talking about, I'm happy. I'm happy with the results. Man, if you don't get your janky ass out of here, Richard Ledbetter, I love you, brother. I love you. But come on, man. You fell down a couple of notches on the ladder right there, brother. Golly.
He's letting the team get to him, man. He's letting the team get to him with shenanigans and all that.
Oh, man.
Tell me something, man. I will say this, MM. Digital Foundry has broken down things, and I have agreed with them. I subscribe to them. And I just said yesterday that I recently unsubscribed when they hit us with the Doom Eternal stuff and all that. I didn't agree with.
That was janky.
So it's not that I just despise everything Digital Foundry does. I agreed with some of the things that Rich was saying. And if anybody's going to say it, I want it to come from Rich first.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
See him doing all this with the drone and everything. Yeah. Now, you just a drone that probably was a few $100s, couple $100s or whatever. I don't know how much the drones cost. I don't own one, but I know it's more than $50 or something, right?
Yeah.
So you drove over there. You wasted gas money. going where the hell you went. All right. You took a chance on stealing somebody's Wi-Fi and then getting on the video and saying that you were stealing the Wi-Fi. He pretty much said that he borrowed or took or whatever the Wi-Fi, right? He connected to the Wi-Fi, even though Wi-Fi is free to connect. But you out there going through all those lamps, man. You're going through all those lamps. Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't seem right. I don't even know what to say. That's why I'm just like kind of all over the damn place, bro. I still can't believe it's unbelievable.
I'm just saying, man, like seeing Richard do that. And I think they knew that, Storm. I think they knew. And I don't want to go, but I don't want to keep going, focus too much on this because you did ask me a question, good brother. But
go ahead.
Seeing Richard do that, I think they knew that we revered Richard. Like, because they heard, they hear us, they pay attention. I could have sworn yesterday I was going back and forth with a sock account from Digital Foundry trying to break down and asking me questions. Because remember when Richard was like, well, the meter here says it's 60 frames per second, but I'm getting under 60, so I'm not sure what's up with that. That proved right there the ignorance of the tools that they're using. For the simple, he was talking about Stadia Enhance. Stadia Enhance is a great tool to force codecs. But if you're looking at that stat monitor for real-time information, then you're lost in the sauce. It'll tell you a game is 60 frames per second when its max player output is 30 frames per second. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, but the fact that Digital Foundry, of the smartest people on this planet to understand that, shows that they're not dumb. It just shows the lack of care of getting to the nooks and crannies of this and why their reviews are so half-assed and their unwillingness to improve their knowledge base on this and why they shouldn't be taken so seriously. They're interesting to see, but shouldn't be taken so seriously. Watching Rich Ledbetter go through that, somebody that I did revere and always have respect for, despite everybody else in Digital Foundry. I know I'm going to sound dramatic when I say this, Storm, and I'm telling my age with this one, but it was like watching Buster Douglas knock Tyson out, bro. That was an emotional, distraught time in my life when I saw Buster Douglas knock out my icon in the boxing world, Mike Tyson. When I saw Richard Ledbetter in the back of that Dodge,
whatever the hell it was, I don't know what it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Anyway,
the Omni,
man, hey, it is
his
what
Dodge
it is.
Omni.
I thought it was a joke at first, but go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to again steal internet from the local T-Mobile. I felt bad. I felt bad for him, and I said, "Man, how the mighty have fallen." But anyway, I'm sorry, brother. You asked me.
We had to go there. I'm sorry, bro. The visual, if it pops in my mind, I'm sorry, man. I can't just. It's almost laughable, man. It really is, bro. I can't believe that he put himself out there like that. I don't know who he let talk him into doing it because it seems like if you're John Linneman, maybe you want to stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you're Tom, maybe you just like, okay, you think it's funny or something. I don't know what the hell my dog was thinking about, but go ahead, man.
No, that's all right. No. You asked. I'm sorry, and I completely lost focus. You asked me a question before I went to that spill. I'm sorry. What was the question again?
Man, it was something about Game Pass and all that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at the value, Game Pass. Okay, something is starting to happen in the console gaming space that is troubling. Now, why do I say that? I'm an adamant believer that everything isn't meant to be mixed together like gumbo. Now, what am I talking about that? There are certain trends with certain ways of play that I think need to be separated, need to be there. Like, when you're a PC gamer, it's a multifaceted front. You want access to just a whole bunch of experimental games and crazy ideas and stuff like that. Or you want the high fidelity. You know, those are the two pillars of the PC community, and that's great for the PC community. For the console community, its pillars are its plug and play, its ease of use, and the fact that because you're dealing with closed platforms, you get bigger support when it comes to AAA content. So most of the AAA games, the games that define the generation or whatever, they come off of these closed platforms because the closed platforms own said platform. They can help invest in these big games the way PC devs can't, because they don't have anybody they can collab with because nobody owns PC. You see what I'm saying? So there's a reason why you get a community that acts a certain way for console. When you try to take elements from the PC world that make PC work and try to bring them over to console and wipe out what makes console gaming great, to me that's troubling. Now, what do I mean by that? Phil Spencer, who is a guy that is known for his PC prowess and the fact that he loves PC gaming, he has turned Xbox from an outlet that took from the PC world and added it to the console plug and play to turning consoles into this subgenre of where it's not about the quality, it's simply about the quantity. Now, it's great that for $15.99, I can get access to 100 games. But if 98% of those games I'm never going to touch, who gives a damn? I want to know, are you going to give me games that drop day and date, like a Disney Plus? Are you going to give me, where's my Mandalorian? Where's my Marvel, you know what I'm saying, my WandaVision and all this other stuff that's coming, you know, to your platform? It's about the day and date content, and the icing on the cake is all how much, you know, the volume. And I feel
that is going to be that Bethesda deal is going to change all that, you know, and all
hopefully,
these studios they got.
Absolutely. And that very well could be the case. But that studio, and I'm a Bethesda fanboy. Y'all remember, if y'all follow my content, I was out there defending Fallout 76. I was like, hey, it's not the greatest Fallout, but it's not as bad as y'all make it out to be. Come on. So y'all remember me from that. So I get it. Bethesda brings a lot of promise. But here's the problem. Bethesda for Xbox ain't coming to fruition until 2022. Why? Because in 2021, their offerings off the company they just paid $7.5 billion for are going to be exclusive to PlayStation. So you're telling me that I'm going to pay for the service that's just going to give me a bunch of games when really that's not the staple of console gaming. It's always been about quality and plug and play, but you're just giving me high set volume, and it's really not going to come into fruition until 2022. I'm going to save my $15. Now, again, I know, Storm, you come at it from a different angle, but I'm going to save my $15, and we'll see if them Bethesda games is hitting everybody else in. And it didn't have to be this way, Storm, because with all the money that Microsoft is making, more money than they've ever made off of Xbox, the financials are killing it, even with the subpar content. They could have locked down second-party deals to alleviate these issues, and I feel that they didn't. So with that being said, Game Pass is great. It's fantastic. Even though it's the best subscription service out there, subscription services for gaming are pretty much niche. So it's the best of the niche concept. What the subscription, the paywall model that's really successful is the model that gives you free games every month, right? Gives you free quality games every month that you keep as long as you have the service, and puts behind a paywall a lucrative asset, which, who does that? Stadia. Who has the best versions of that? PlayStation Plus and Stadia right now. You know what I'm saying? Xbox Live games with gold is a joke. And they're looking to purge that because they're putting all their best games on Game Pass Ultimate. And as soon as enough people leave Xbox Live Gold and convert over to Game Pass Ultimate, you're going to see live games with gold go away. But it's making them too much money. They're making billions of dollars a quarter off of Xbox Live Gold because it's tied to free games and the fact that you need it in the paywall for multiplayer. But again, I'd rather have what Stadia's offering because they're giving me quality content that I know I'm going to play, opposed to just saying, here goes a bucket of stuff, and now you can say that you have access to it, and I know I'm never going to play it. So those are my thoughts.
Yeah. So why did we just talk about that in detail on a Stadia oriented show? It was because those conversations come up a lot.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you may choose to ignore it all. You might not even give a damn. But for some people, I think like myself and M2K, we had these discussions. You don't understand the circles that we're in, right? So when we have these conversations, we have to correct the wrongs, and shed light on the facts. So that's why we went into that discussion, man. And I appreciate you for going into detail, man. But we're gonna move right along because this next one, now the phone lines, I don't know. Hey, the way everything is working, man. If you want to open up the phone lines, man, I just didn't want it to be any kind of tech issues today because everything has been running smoothly, y'all. Y'all don't understand the hell we went through to get this thing live today.
You know what? I'm glad you said something good, brother, because
man, open up the lines. Let's see if anybody want to share some light because we want to get to the chat.
Battling so much that we forgot to open the phone lines.
Man, look, we get lost in the sauce, man, but we're going to get back to this chat because we do appreciate y'all rocking with us and we want to know what the hell y'all got to say. So get ready for that.
Phone lines are open.
Real soon.
So phone lines are open. 724-739-3612. Again, here, let me just put everything. If you want to leave us a yappa, which you go to pntsnetwork.com, leave us a recorded message, kind of like viewer mail, and we'll read it live on air. Do that there. Or you can leave us a phone call. You can call in live, rather. Don't leave us nothing. Call in live and talk to us live. Go to 724-739-3612 and talk to MM2K and Project Storm live on air. That's how you do it. I just dropped the link.
Yeah, man. And I know we might have an example of the yappa. I don't know at some point if you want to drop that. Jamal Adams in the building, man. We see you in a minute. We're going to be highlighting everything and chopping it up with y'all in this chat, man.
Jamal Adams.
Let's do this right here, MM, as we're waiting for a possible call or whatever, or a yappa. Let's get right to let me see. I don't want to say like when you critique something and you do it in a way that's factual and is reasonable and
that's a critique. That's a critique.
I want to get to that if you don't mind, man. I don't know if you can share that or whatever. Give people a break from the beautiful Orcs Must Die for a minute. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about just our people at Tom's Hardware? About that?
Let's go, man.
Oh, PC, let's do it, baby.
Let's go.
Hold on, that's not it. That's not it. Here it goes, right here. Boop.
All right, so y'all. Yeah, if you could get it up. If you can't, then we'll move right along. We'll talk about it anyway.
Jake, you know how? Hey, look, Storm. You know how OBS got to be janky, brother.
Oh man, you are Irish. Believe me, I know. So look, look. But hey, you know what though? I see it happens to so many people, man. So that's why I don't feel bad. It's like, yo, when you're live, anything can go wrong. Y'all know it, man. It's hardware, it's software related. That's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, that's weird because it doesn't want to play.
But this is a good one.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
All right. So I'm gonna wait for it to pop up because I don't even have the live window open right now, man. But this right here, y'all, we're gonna be giving you an example of what I think, in my personal opinion, right? I just think that this is how you do things when you're writing pieces out there for millions to possibly see, or thousands of people, whatever traffic these publications get. This is how you pretty much do things. So basically, as you're looking at it on your screen, man, Tom's Hardware, shout out. I've been going to this website for a very long time. Tom's Hardware has helped me with so many PC issues and all that stuff, man. Check it out. I just stumbled across this last night as I'm laying in bed, man. You know, before you go to sleep, sometimes you're on your phone, which you really shouldn't do. You know, something with the lighting on the phone and all that.
I do it all the time, though, man.
I know, me too, man. But it helps me go to sleep, man. I browse and then I try to get off the screen for 3 or 4 minutes. But anyway, I was on here last night and I noticed that Tom had did something on December 10th that I totally missed, right?
Yep.
Oh man. So we talked about how Digital Foundry broke things down. And then when I looked at this right here, I just want to highlight some of the things that he said. So bear with me while I read some of this, y'all, because in my opinion, again, this is a good example of how you do things when you're talking about Stadia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I may not be able to see. I'm not going to be able to see it live. So that's going to be it's going to be off because it's going to be a delay, right? But pretty much in here is what he was doing was giving thorough breakdowns of his experience, like as a mostly PC-oriented gamer who prefers PC first, right? And his friends. He's talking about how Cyberpunk came out and how his friends were over on PC and they were having to do that day one patch that we were talking about. Yep. So people might have said, sometimes I'm sure people think that, man, y'all just Stadia fanboys, man. Yeah. But here you have these guys over here on PC, Tom's friends or whatever, and he's on Stadia, trying the game on Stadia or whatever. And he's talking about how his experience on Stadia was quick to boot it up. He didn't have to worry about any installs, any downloads while they were going through that. He was already in the game, creating his character and all that good stuff. And he used like words, you can see it in the title, surprisingly well. Like he was feeling like the game was just running surprisingly well. He broke down 1080p and 4K, and he basically said that 4K was 30 FPS, so it wasn't the ideal way to play in comparison to PC and stuff like that. But the 1080p mode was impressive at what he thought was between 50 to 60 frames per second. So in there, he went into how his connection and everything was set up, and then sometimes that he pretty much he knows that he has a shoddy setup in his home. So he put that in there to let people know that, hey, man, this right here might not be the most ideal way for me to play Stadia. Mm-hmm. So it's so detailed, bro, that he ended it by pretty much saying that he didn't know, with all the buzz out there about Google shutting things down and killing products and stuff like that, he didn't know that they were going to keep Stadia around or whatever. So he ended it with that. And I didn't have a problem with anything he said. You know why? Mm-hmm. It's because he took time to test it out. He took time to play it. He connected it in ways that made sense. He explained when there might have been a hiccup or whatever in the article. And it all was just a good read, man. So I advise you all to read that when you get a chance, man. I wish the damn setup. That's what is bothering me a little bit, man, because I like to have things running a certain way, man. But we got to do what we got to do. We're running on backup right now.
I can do this. If it's not, hopefully it ain't gonna cause no hiccups for you. But let me see.
Because the article, as far as that, I mean, they could just check that out because I've already pretty much given them the gist of it.
I just wanted to go to this one section though. Where, what did he say?
Go ahead. Highlight.
He says, in some ways, now this is Stadia versus PC. Now I want y'all to listen to this and remember what you were told by our good friend Richard Ledbetter in the back of the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. In some ways, Stadia almost fooled me into thinking I was playing on my own PC. That's the first time I tried the game. And as if I got the PC connected to the internet over Ethernet, that's the best chance for streaming. Stadia has reached a point where in many cases, I can accept just about any input you want, as long as you're not using a Chromecast Ultra, which still requires a Stadia controller. On Chrome, it immediately detected my keyboard and mouse and played like any other PC game.
There it is.
Like, this is where...
Oh man, we got. Hey, look, please let me get because
go ahead, brother. Go ahead, hopping in on that one. Hop, because I'm salivating.
Hey, going back to that PC side that we were talking about earlier, we both have RTX 3000 series cards, and they are phenomenal. Yes. And they do run games in most cases better than Stadia because you could hit 60 FPS in every game on PC.
Absolutely. Yep.
Whereas Stadia, now that's one thing I will say that you're at the mercy of the developer to enhance that game to get to 60 FPS or above, right? But on PC, man, it's just like to be able to talk about this in the same sentence with PC, bro.
Yep.
It does something. Now, for Tom to bring that up, and for you to catch that, I appreciate you catching that because I missed it. Mm-hmm. But Digital Foundry has been known, they on record saying that the best way to play Cyberpunk 2077 is on PC.
PC.
So for Tom to come out here and do his thing, man, I just wanted to go ahead and touch on that real quick. I wanted to hot spotlight that.
No, look, go ahead. You brought up great point, Storm, that Tom's hardware is by far a storm in most. Tom's hardware is not going to be the third member of SML anytime soon, right? They're strictly about that hardware and that PC, and they've been critical in many ways. A lot of ways we don't agree with, right, about Stadia. But that's not the problem. But that's okay. It's okay to have a different point of view, to have a different opinion. You can't be wrong on your opinion. Your opinion only becomes a problem when you have an agenda and you try to take that opinion and you talk in absolutes about it like it's fact. And that's where it becomes, and it's not rooted in fact. And even with all the criticisms, because there's parts in here where they're critical about Stadia, and again, some we agree with, some we don't.
Right.
But even with that criticism that they have about Stadia, whether we agree with it or not, it's rooted in fact, and they did the appropriate thing. They rated the Stadia experience separately, independently, and he was able to play it optimized, and he still did it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing a comparison, because here's the thing about it, people. If you have decent enough internet, which to me, all it takes, if you're in a single person home, all you need is about 50 megabytes up and down. That's what I had when I first started. If you're in a single person home, 50 megs up and down. If you're in a family, I recommend at least 100. You know what I'm saying? And what they're doing, but cloud gaming is still niche. So why not at this point in time, because of the different experiences people can have, let's just rate it independently and see if it's a good experience or a bad experience. Why not do that? And that's what Tom's hardware did when they rated this experience. They said, look, I'm going to do individual comparisons here and there against PC or whatever, but I'm not going to try to do a 1v1. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not going to give you an accurate depiction of what you may get here, because my internet may not be the best, like Storm was pointing out. It may not be the best. It may not be optimal. It has hiccups, all that other stuff. You know what I mean? And because I don't have optimal internet, but I have a situation where I can play it optimally locally, I'm not going to do that comparison. I'm just going to let you know how good the experience is, period, from my point of view. And that's where Tom Hardware's analysis totally embarrasses Digital Foundry in my mind. It embarrasses them to me.
And others.
And others. So shout out. And again, Tom's Hardware is not jumping on the Stadia bandwagon anytime soon. Go ahead, Storm.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, and this right here, is a good example of what we talk about when we do push back a little bit, or it seems like we push back or whatever. But what we're doing is we're countering that with stuff like this is more reputable, man.
Exactly. Yes.
Word, but damn, man.
That's the word. No, it's reputable. Yeah, more reputable. Right. Yeah, definitely.
So check it out, man. This right here is. So when I saw this, I was like, wait a minute. I got to bring this up on the show tomorrow for all the people who were confused like we were at times, and like we get at times, man. But that's how you do stuff. If you're going to come out here and you want people to if you're going to try to lead people.
Exactly.
Man, it takes the winds out of my sails, y'all. I can't sit here and lie, because it's sad. It's sad that here we are. Here we are, after all the positivity, all the facts and everything that they've been putting out, John Justice and so many people at Stadia, man, who's really trying to push this thing. We support Stadia. We like the idea. We appreciate it. It's in the title. Why, we're telling you why. We're giving y'all on a weekly basis our takes on why we rock with the platform. That 3080 could have killed Stadia. Could have straight up killed Stadia. And at times, I am not going to lie. I'm going to keep it real with you. I hit up and said, damn, bro, I just don't know how I'm going to find time to make Stadia content with all this damn greatness over here. You know what type of gamer I am, bro. I care about 4K and 60 and all that.
Yep.
And I've been there, and it's awesome. It's as awesome as you think it might be. But so is Stadia. to be able to come back over there and I could just get in the browser, man. I'm on my PC, right? Epic Game Store is open, Steam's open, everything is open, man. Damn. I got my live streams open, and then I could hop on Stadia, and then I could switch screens or whatever to let you see me playing PC, and then I can compare that with the Stadia version live because it's in the damn browser.
Absolutely.
Oh man, that's what. So I'm excited, man, and it's just so crazy, But this, I appreciate what Tom's Hardware did, man. Shout out to them again.
Yeah, shout out to them. That's how you do it. And again, was it a glowing praise of Stadia? Did they say, you know what, I'm throwing my PC out the window? No, but they gave their criticisms, they gave their pros under fair conditions.
And that's all it's about, man.
Or reputable, like you were saying, reputable conditions. And
that's when you get the respect.
And that's all what we should accept from Digital Foundry, because they do it everywhere else. Digital Foundry is considered a reputable group, right? Why? They did not consider reputable because we think Richard Ledbetter coming from the lips sounds like a reputable name. No, they were considered to be doing reputable work. If you want to keep, that's getting those titles is nothing static. Don't mean that because you were reputable in 2005, regardless of what you do in 2021, you still get to keep that title. No, it's an ongoing effort. And if you don't continue to do reputable work, or you tend to do it here sometimes, but not over here with this because it's not your personal favorite, then you cannot keep the title of being a reputable think tank. And that's what I think people got to get in their mind state, whether you like Stadia or not. What they did in that comparison wasn't reputable, despite the fact that the raw numbers, like Storm said, he agreed with a lot of the raw numbers. Even though the raw numbers weren't horrible, the way that they tried to present it and package it wasn't in a reputable fashion.
It just wasn't, man. That's all. And that's just our take on it. You might disagree, and that's beautiful. That's the beautiful part about it. But and with all that said, man, we're going to move right on. If you want to put the gameplay back up, brother, you could do that.
Sir.
I want to get into something that occurred yesterday that I wanted to make sure is clarified. And that's a statement I gave about one of our respected community members who does great work. That's Generation Stadia, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Generation Stadia. Yesterday, I brought his name up because we were having a discussion. I saw it on social media. We had, the discussion was going on. And, and we said that people feel certain ways when it comes to the Digital Foundry thing. So we understand that. It never was. It's not going to ever be an attack on anybody or anybody's character. If you go back in the past, you will hear me say countless times that I respect everybody in this community, especially when you haven't done anything to wrong me. So of course, that was no way, in no fashion, a shot at the homie Generation Stadia. And if you haven't checked this channel out, subscribe, do what you got to do. And if you're in the social media streets, it's no hard feelings or none of that, because I dropped the 8K video yesterday. Kill, I hope you got a chance to check that out if you're still around. By the way, I hope everybody checks that out. 8K, man, my very first one. I think it came out pretty dope. So whether you have an 8K display or not, it is an 8K. But he was one of the first ones to get out there and check the video out and put a like on it and gave feedback on it, man. So that's what we do. That's what it's all about. I brought up the brother Chase and other people countless times. If you hear us call out names, that's because we are around these people. We know these people, what's going down with their channels. We know what the work that they're putting in, because we're doing the same type of work, So I just wanted to clarify that in case, some people like to tiptoe out and run with things and run with narratives and spin their own narratives. But nah, man, it's all love around here unless we say otherwise. You know what I'm saying?
No, look, Generation Stadia, I got the idea, or I got I don't want to say the formula, but I got the backing to create the Stadia dosage platform. Of course, talking to the homegirl Snow Bunny of PNTS Network. Right. Shout out to her.
Shout out.
But what even made me entertain it, even before I had the discussion with her, was Generation Stadia. Generation Stadia was the first Stadia-based content that I ever came across. And then it was Extreme Cloud Gaming. I came into their stuff second. Shout out to them too. They do a lot of great
Cloud work. Gaming Extreme, man. Get it right. You know what I'm saying? Get it right. Cloud Gaming Extreme.
Cloud Gaming Extreme.
Mark Chief, man. Get it
shout
right.
Out to Mark. Shout out to them, man. They
on their name,
looked them up. They do some great stuff. They got a great podcast,
yes,
man.
Do.
They got killer content, man. Definitely.
And I got a little partnership going on behind the scenes with them, man. You know, they're great people, bro. The fact that they reach out, we're talking about community, man. And see, that's why I don't want to get started because I'll take over the rest of the show talking about the damn community and how great members of this community are. So anyway, but go ahead, bro.
No, I was saying that Generation Stadia was the person that helped me, even fathom the idea of doing it. So shout out to him. And I think us mentioning, trying to put like, I don't want to say a face, but trying to put a person to that comment was more or less saying, hey, look, these are viewpoints that we can respect, even though we may not agree. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these are coming from people that we highly respect. And here's how you have the discourse. Let's talk about it, because sometimes when you leave things in it, here's what we did, and we noticed this in the summer, and it kind of got tense, right, Storm? Where a lot of things were being said that people didn't agree with, and people were kind of like mumbling under their breath, and then they were leaving hints in it in their Twitter comments or content or whatever the stuff may be,
and talking indirect and all that, and
talking indirect,
to speculate and all that, man.
Yeah,
we're grown ass gamers, man. We're grown ass gamers out here, men and women.
And that leads to a lot of unintentional animosity. So what we like to do here is, again, when it comes to criticism, we'll call out names when it's like the Tom Warrens and the Paul Tassies, because they're the elitists and they should know better, and they're doing it for clicks. But when we have a different point of view within the community, if we mention a name, it's not a diss track. You know what I'm saying? It's not beef. It's not a beef CD. It's just basically us saying, look, this is the point of view from a respected source within the community. Here's how what we think differs, and just to give everything context, y'all, and you decide where you fall into. So no, I think it was a great discussion yesterday, and shout out to Gen Stadia, man. Like, I mean, he made a great point, and I definitely get it. It's just that where we're coming from that angle is definitely to where we don't think that initial thing was horrible. But we're looking at it from 5,000 feet. We think that it has legs if it continues. And Digital Foundry has shown in the past, you get too comfortable. Like when people let them do that grass gate stuff with Xbox. Remember that? Yeah. GTA really looks the same, but the blades of grass. They just took it made them so much money. It got them so much attention that they just stayed on that path for a few years. And they really took the focus off of gaming, which should be the experience. They were focusing on blades of grass and shoulders and desks and stuff like that. And you got to nip that stuff in the bud. And I think this is a great community. And I don't want us to see us go down the wrong lane where we're in the same place where Digital Foundry took general gaming with Grassgate. So all in all, but no, it's a great point that you brought up, Storm.
I like it. And then before we get into this chat to close out the show, we're going to highlight this chat, man. Read, see what you all have been saying and everything. We're going to give y'all a good amount of time to do that, man. More time than normal. But Emma, man, I really want to say that I want to commend you for touching on this Google TV thing that you did the other day, man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch the entire thing, but can you give us a breakdown on what was that about? Because Google TV, as we know, is something that's going to be big for Stadia, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, for those that don't know, Google TV is the newest Chromecast Ultra. They just relabeled it instead of not Chromecast Ultra, but the latest Chromecast. Instead of naming it the Chromecast, they just call it Google TV. What they did is reformatted the way that the Chromecast works, which is just a dongle that streams stuff. It streams an image. And it works more now like a Fire TV, where you actually install applications along with streaming stuff. And to me, it's so much of a better product. It's better than Fire TV. Fire TV ruled my home. As soon as Google TV came out, it took the crown from Fire TV. Fire TVs are in the box and stuff now, except for a few applications that are Google TV or not yet. But that's here nor there. The fact of the matter is that a lot of people want to be able to play Stadia on Google TV. and Stadia is not officially supported yet because that new reconfiguration of how this newer Chromecast works. It makes perfect sense to me. You can sideload it, and it still can work very well sideloaded, but it's not optimized the way that Stadia wants it. And they said that expect full support by June 2021.
2021.
By June 2021, right? So when that happened, a lot of people were upset. And because, they're thinking, this is Stadia, this is Google, we know things like to come later rather than sooner, there was all that stuff, right? However, if you go to the store on Google TV, the app for the first time has already appeared. It's there. It just says it isn't supported, but it's already there, letting you know that the framework is already there for the app to be on the Chromecast, and it could be coming sooner rather than later. And that's a big deal, because if they get support on that changes the game, because with Google TV, it accepts Bluetooth, and you don't need the Google controller in order to play on the Google TV. I play with my Xbox controller. So that's a big move.
Me too. And in most cases, even the Series X controller, man.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Big move.
So, I appreciate you covering that, man. For everybody, hey, if you haven't gotten a chance to stop by and check that out, do so. It's never too late. Whenever you get a chance, check that out. Stadia Doses News is the channel right here on YouTube.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
So we're gonna get into this chat, man. So I might need you to start highlighting to see, because we appreciate y'all. It started kind of janky, you know what I'm saying? In the words of our sister No Money Gaming, it started kind of janky today, and the word might not have got out there on time to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it's Saturday. Some people might have things they're doing.
Absolutely.
But bottom line is, though, we appreciate all of you for rocking with us. So I'm gonna start from the actual top, man. Again, we got. Let's see. Charles said I'll only be here for an hour. Okay, so Charles, man, we appreciate that hour that you was with us, brother. Heath Stevens in the building. Dude, did you see they finally started shipping the new Atari VCS? Oh, see, Atari brought me into the game. I might have to look at. I got to look at that. I had no idea that they actually put it out there, but I'm gonna look into it, man, because that gives me nostalgia and all that. So Ray Sherrod said, thank you for the gift card. If y'all don't know, Ray Sherrod won that gift card yesterday on the SSC podcast, right over on Stadia Doses News as well. Check that out every Thursday, unless something changes, at 3. What time, 3:30, 4 o'clock?
No, I think we're going to do Wednesdays at 1 o'clock now.
Oh, Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. There it is, right here. You heard it first. Wednesdays, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I like it. So, okay, then we got Charles came through again. Hope they drop those features into GFN with the new upgrades. All right, Chariot Man Gaming stopped by. What up, Project in chat? He said. All right, we got Zajic came through. Sup. As always, man, Zajic, very knowledgeable individual, y'all.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
yes,
I'm sure he's excited about what 2021 is about to offer to all stadiums out here and would-be stadiums. So we got, let's see, if you see anything, just go ahead and highlight it, my man.
American Goulet, shout out to him. He says, constructive criticism that is based on facts can help Stadia improve further. However, other types of destructive criticism, example, wrong yay, is just creating a wrong impression. Hey, brother, that's spotted. You get the hip hop quotable of the year, man. That was spot on. And that's what we're trying to combat. We're trying to combat the I don't like using the word, the destructive criticism, the ones that's agenda filled to break this platform down and stun its growth, because people have this false narrative in their head that if Stadia does well, then that's going to kill their dedicated device. So great way that you put that, Goulet.
Right. And then KD came through and woke me up by saying, how the hell am I not a mod yet? You know what I'm saying?
Snap. You got to get him, KD. You got to get him, KD.
KD's right. Because KD was absolutely right. I didn't have Chariot Man Gaming as a mod. I don't know how that happened, because he was one of the first mods, unless I made the Stadia Universe channel a mod. But I don't think anyway, whatever, man. So I hope I rectified that today, handled my business, and took care of things. So then we had Gandara 6590. Y'all know the number. Said at least you could play Stadia from a parking lot. How can you play Xbox plug it into the cigarette lighter?
Facts.
That is a good point, man. Now that's going to change with xCloud. Well, it's not here yet. It's 2021. It hasn't arrived yet. They said this year we'll see. In the next couple months, it's supposed to be coming to desktop, PC, and other places. I guess we'll see how that goes. Zero Games for me. What's up? He said, hi, Project MM2K, and hi, chat. Project Kill stopped by. That's my homie in real life right there. We got many gameplay hours. He just copped that Series X. So, we'll be over there having a little bit of fun, man. And then we got to make time for stay. One thing about Kill, I want to tell you real quick. The brother is hardcore on the Xbox, and he got the PS4. He's about to cop the PS5 at some point. But, man, he sure loves himself some Stadia. On days when I was like playing other stuff, I hit him up on the phone, like, where you at, man? Hey, man, you know where I'm at, man. I'm over here on Stadia. So I'm like, damn, he just got Stadia and he's putting more time than me on it. I had to change something up, man. Get back in high gear.
Change that up.
So, yeah. So Charles said, and they did almost happen in he said that did almost happen in 2019 between the Premier Founders Edition and NVIDIA Shield.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what that was relating to. But anyway, and then we had is that T-Rex. T-Rex came through. Appreciate you. EG said what bothers me a lot is that they are saying Stadia's business model is not good, blah blah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But here in Finland, you have to pay around €6 just to play multiplayer on Xbox consoles. Complete BS. It sounds like it too. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. All right. Then we had Gamer Boy 2005 to stop by, man. Shout out to you. Check Gamer Boy out. He's always around.
G-Million in the house. What's up, brother?
G-Millie stopped through?
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, man. We was getting worried about you, brother. What's going on, man?
I hope the PS5 is treating you right, G-Millie. You know what I mean? Let's see. Gandara said, I'm interested to know when Stadia upgrade their hardware. Will that make playing existing games better? So Far Cry 5, we'll talk about this real quick. So Far Cry 5 will suddenly be 4K 60 one day. Interesting that he brings that up because we talk about that all the dang time. Sometimes people don't like it. You know what I mean? But we still got to talk about it because we like it.
Absolutely.
So 4K 60 is something that I hope we're going to see a lot more of in 2021. You noticed that we're not talking about upgrades in every single show now, Stadia 2.0 and all of this stuff right now. But man, that don't stop us from wishing for it and hoping that it comes. And when that day comes, man, oh man, believe me, we will be doing thorough breakdowns of it to let you all know. But what's your thoughts on it? He mentioned Far Cry 5, one of your favorite games. What's up?
It depends. From what I've heard, that they're going to add stuff to the server blades, depending upon choice. So it depends on if Ubisoft want to upgrade it and switch it to the new server blades. I would hope so, because Far Cry 5 is that great of a game. It needs to be 60 frames per second. So if they can't work something out on the current blades, please make it 60 frames per second. You're really shortchanging the game by not putting it in a better light. You really are. So it needs to be 60 frames per second. So hopefully they do change that.
And I do agree, most definitely. So moving right along, we got Chariot Man said, I'm looking for big things from Google. Stadia 2021 is that year, and for all gaming. Now, I do agree with that. I said it yesterday, man, that 2021, it just seems like it's going to be that year, man. You got Xbox over there, hopefully getting ready to release Halo Infinite and other titles that their fans are waiting for. PS5, we got Horizon that's on the horizon, and other games like Gran Turismo and all that. So, yeah, man, it just seems like it's just going to be that year. So I agree with Cherry. What you think, real quick?
No, I totally agree. I think it's going to be a year. We had Jack Buster on. He sounded ultra confident and said, look, we've already done our planning for 2021. We're going into 2022 now. So, sir. This is going to be a big year. And hopefully...
And if that's an indicator, 2020 was a banger, if you ask me.
2020, and it would have banged.
Yeah, first year new platform, MM?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Bro. So, Watch Kenny Die showed up in the building, of course. Ray. All right, so right there. Chariot also said Resident Evil on Stadia. God damn it!
Yeah.
Because Nintendo was coming with that Switch 4K, and I know it. I did hear some buzz about that, man. Stay tuned. We'll be talking about that on the next commission, or maybe even before that. Maybe me and Snow Bunny will talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be a great topic for y'all to cover tomorrow.
Gandara, I really believe that Jade Raymond is working hard on making the Stadia's own Halo, like she helped to create the Assassin's Creed series. Yo, Jade is a talented individual, man. She did some writing for Assassin's Creed series and all that stuff, and now she's leading the charge at Stadia Games and Entertainment. Man, I can't wait. I know that they're baking up something good because they've been talking about cloud exclusive and all this stuff. So we'll see what that looks like, because we could get something so simple and effective and cool and fun as hell, like Outcasters from Splash Damage, as quickly as they was able to get that together. Let's see what they put out when we were talking about the big AAA comparisons and stuff. All right. Let's see. I think Simba stopped through. Wilson stopped through. We appreciate y'all. Comparing a Google data center and a console. Digital Foundry does it the best. You know what I'm saying? A data center and a console. All right. Let's see here. Oh, KD was saying that drone cost $5,000 to $20,000. Shoot, I hope that wasn't the price on the one he used.
Bro, that's what I said. That whole excuse is just janky to me. You know, it is what it is though. If you like it, I love it. If you want to sit there and then they had Tom Warren. We ain't talking about this, but Tom Warren, we could embellish on another time. But Tom Warren came out there and said, "Yeah, we're real lucky to have that type of internet," and that was a lie. That someone came and said, "Tom, shut it up!" Like look, the 2/3 of UK got internet of 100 megabytes and higher a second.
Come on, man. That's all I was trying to say too.
Exactly.
So Gandara said, "I think Game Pass is bad for game developers. How can $15 pay for 400 games? Somebody accepting a lower paycheck somewhere." Woo.
Well, they're taking a hit. They're taking a hit. Look, like Game Pass is not making an astounding amount of money for Xbox. It's probably not even out of the red, but they're willing to take that hit. Like how Disney Plus said, "Hey, we're going to take a hit at $8.99 a month. We're going to take a hit because they're going to take $1 billion hit because they don't plan to give you the official Disney Plus price until 2022 or something like that." So that's what Game Pass is doing. They're taking a hit right now to get you hooked on. And then once they feel like they can raise the price because the Bethesda content is going to be out in 2023, you're going to see that price go up. It's going to go up to $20.
Yeah, and that's why you're hearing things like xCloud. They're going to be bundling that. And then Ubisoft, you're hearing about the Ubisoft Plus and stuff like that. So we'll see what goes down. Zero Games for Me stopped through, said first party drops day and date. And that's true on Stadia. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about Game Pass, though, when it comes to all games. But we'll see, y'all. And I think, let's see, Cloud Gamer 201 stopped through. Let's see here. KEG said constructive criticism that is based on facts can help Stadia improve further. However, other types of destructive criticism, examples wrong is just creating the wrong impression on consumers. You are absolutely right, and we agree with you. Stadia Hunters stopped by, said I want to see more AAA games coming to Stadia. PS5 exclusive lineup is sick this year. I want to have the same feeling for the games coming to Stadia, but probably too soon. I get where you're coming from, man, and that's what's happening. A lot of people are coming from Xbox and PlayStation. They want to see the same things happening on Stadia. Or it's kind of like, or else. Why can't they do it? They forget that Stadia is so new, And that's it. G. Millie Kill said, thanks for the show, my guys, but your boy is going to play this Madden. I feel you. Nothing wrong with that. Have fun, because I will be on it later myself. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. Amen. It was a great show, bro. We had some technical difficulties again, but it's all right. It won't be the last time. But we were able to get through another show, man. SML, check us out, y'all. Check me and Snow Bunny Gaming out tomorrow at 2 Eastern Time for another episode of the Yin Meets Yang of Gaming, or YMYOG podcast, where we'll be talking about everything gaming. Bunny is always having something. She's always cooking up something great to have a discussion about. So check us out. And man, I would like to ask you, where can the people find you at?
Y'all can find me at Stadia Dosage News as one of the contributors there. That just look up Stadia Dosage News or Stadia Dosage Streams. We got streams coming there. And you can also find me on my individual general gaming channel. Look up MM2K videos. And you can check me out when the schedule permits with the Broadband Bullies. They do afternoon stuff and my old behind be sleep most of the time. But even if you don't get to catch me there, definitely check out the Broadband Bullies content on Next Gen 720's channel.
And you can find me right here. If you haven't subscribed, you can do that right now. You can find Snow Bunny Gaming at Snow Bunny Gaming here on YouTube. And people, find me on Twitter at the Nephophiliac. That's spelled NEPHOPHILIAC. I should always have this link ready for y'all, but today I was slipping. Can't even lie. But with all that said, man, y'all, a lot of you know where to find us right now. We appreciate every single minute of your time. Until the next episode, peace, y'all.
Let me say, before we close out, one more thing.
Go ahead.
Go out and check out the homie LXIV64. He's playing Outcasters. So go over there right now. Yeah. Drop the link. I'm going to drop it again. Go over there with the hashtag SML Raid. Go check him out right now.
That's right. Check the brother out, man. He's out there doing major things.
He's doing the damn thing, man. Check him out.
All right. And hashtag is what one more time?
The hashtag, go over there with the hashtag SML Raid.
SML Raid. Let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. So on that note, y'all, keep it safe until the next time y'all hear from us, man. Do what y'all do. Keep it gaming. Peace.
Peace.